Hello folks, welcome back to this another Lego build. Yes, that's right, another Lego build. It's a Lego City recycling truck. That's right. Welcome. But before we get started, please don't forget to comment, subscribe, leave a like on this video, hit the bell notification if you're on YouTube. If you're on Rumble, you don't forget to follow us there as well. Hit the like and comment section, that would be much appreciated. And if you don't know already, this is Harrison Lego Media, and this is Harrison Building Lego Sets. That's what I call it. That's just was easier to do it because it's just the way I wanted to do it. But thank you for joining me on this build of this garbage recycling truck. My city needs another recycling truck. Now, I did make one at one point, sort of, not like this. I like this, but I sort of made my own at one point, which is kind of a mock. It probably would have fit more like an older Lego City vibe. Maybe I'll rebuild it again. I've debated about it. If I can get to my the Lego box I have, maybe I can rebuild it or do something similar. Anyway, but I decided, hey, let's build this. We need a garbage truck. Every Lego City needs. I'm on a kick of Lego stuff like garbage trucks and stuff that are needed to have every town. Every Lego town should have certain vehicles that help your town stay clean or help your town be maintained, like construction vehicles, fire trucks, police cars, things like that. And here we go. We got this. We got a recycling truck. So anyway, I got this one because I was waiting for the new one, and the new one is way too expensive, and this was actually cheaper than the newer one. So I was able to get it, and we got it. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the box. Lego City, that's what it says. And then you have your all your cool stuff. Well, I don't know if it's that cool, but your Lego trademarks and your barcode and all that. I don't think anyone really reads this stuff. I don't even really read this. And then over here is your other languages, probably for still saying it's small parts, don't choking hazard, all that good stuff. Okay, then we go to the other side of the box. Look at this side. Sometimes it's very interesting. It's just like the grass moved over a bit on the other side. Like, okay, here, let's see. Yeah, like you can see just about that. But nothing really that interesting except it says Lego City. But there's, it's just, some bricks that may be popping out, showing the grass. Yeah, so it's not like what I would consider 100% that interesting. Now here we start getting to some other interesting parts besides the front part of it. And this is, you see Lego City, and you see you see distributed by Lego. It tells you where it's made, and those appear always. It feels like in a different spot where it's made. And here you go. This is where it begins to get more interesting. See, the lady's petting the cat. This is the actual size of the minifigure. Sometimes they'll put a wheel for the car or something, actual size. But this time they put a person, which is awesome. I love it when they do that. So they showed the lady here, and there you go. She looks like an interesting hippie lady. But here is the two work crews cleaning up the garbage, or some of it. So yeah, it looks nice. I like it a lot. Okay, then we go over here on the back, and there you can see. I will slide it over, but there you see the garbage truck with the garbage can, dumping the garbage can into the back of the truck, and you just slide on over, and you can kind of see. So you can see the playability, and it shows you that it goes up in, and then it dumps, and then there's places for people to throw their garbage, to recycle it, or to put in the garbage. Now my city doesn't have a spot for that, so they're not going to be that sophisticated, but they still have a recycling and a garbage thing. At least they don't have the three. They only have like one that says recycling and one that's just for the garbage. So there you go. But not every Lego City. My Lego City is probably more like a Lego town, in one building mostly. So yeah, in one building. That's the only building right now. But they do what they can, right? So there you go. That's awesome. Check it out. I have it here on the channel. I'm looking at it right now. But one thing they need is garbage, to get rid of garbage. So they could take it to a landfill. They don't even have to pay an outside town to do it anymore, or pay, they have a garbage truck. And if I ever could build the other garbage truck or get another one maybe someday in the future, great. But at least having one right now is great for my Lego city. They'll be a little more happier that they could get rid of their garbage and do great. Okay, well, let's get to building this let's open this box. Our excitement's over, we can start building. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Alright. There you go. That is awesome already. Okay. Okay, so we'll put the box off to the side. We'll look, first of all, stuff that fell out. Here's book 1. It's probably here's the stickers. Okay, and that's probably all for except I say these 3 are for the recycling bins, and then the rest are for the truck, because there's a license plate and all that. Here's the deal for the truck, which is bag 2, and here's bag 2, and then here's the back of it. Oh, come on. Here's the back of it. There you go. Here's bag 1. And so, but that's book 1. So there's 3 books with this. So you could, if you have this, you could probably get some of these and convert it into a garbage truck. You could probably make a dump truck if you have, but you could probably make another one. So there's the books. We'll put those up there. There's bag 3, and we'll put bag 2, which is the truck, over here. Here's bag 1, and the base plate deal that it comes with. Look at that. Look at that base plate. That's nice. I don't mind it. Okay, so that's it. Now this I could probably set on top of something. I could see that. If you're building like some city plate and you have like a little spot, you just set that on top and matches up with your other plates that you would put around it to build on top of if you did Mill's plate. I can see that. That looks good right now. Okay, let's get to the book. Let's open it. So this book's not very thick, but it's cool that they did this. Yes, it includes this, so we got this already. Let's open this bag. I'll be quiet while we do it, and then we'll get back. Alright folks, we're back. Yeah, that's right, we're back. And we're ready to go. Okay, so let's build our first characters. Let's see, is that, yes, okay, let's build our first characters while we're at it. Okay, so both of them have the same, both of the workers have the same zipper. Okay, same look, same dress code. So that's not hard. The only thing that would be hard is for the head, but one of them is easy. He has a blue, he's a guy, he has a mustache, so he has a regular head with a ball cap on him. There you go, that's the first recycling guy. Now you could put a shovel in his hand, and a broom. I don't know if I'm going to, because here's the brooms and the shovel, because I'm going to use them on the truck, because they go on the truck too, so I'll put them on the truck. But here you go, here's your little garbage collector guy. This is awesome. First thing in our city. It's not the first garbage deal in our city. The reason why it's not the first garbage deal in our city is because we have a kit we bought. It was an alternative kit. It wasn't, but it works with Lego. It's fine, and they're the same looking garbage cans. You can't tell the difference. But here's her. Best we can. Someday I wish I could have a camera that I could really zoom in on them. That would be cool. But this is what I can do for now, so. There you go. There's my 2. These are my city workers. My city, the sanitation workers, or the workers, like I have a snowplow that would be part of the sanitation. They all work under the same. They all work with, even with the construction people and all that. They may drive garbage trucks too, but they all work within the same. Because some, that's just how mine work. They all have park in the same yards, and because my construction crew is considered considered the work city construction crew. So there's your lady. Look at that. There's your lady, and there we go. You can give her stuff. There's a kitty cat. There's a cool little kitty cat. Always like the little pets. There you go. A little small, but cool. That's the thing I need to open up as a pet store, pet shop. Okay, here we go. Now let's build. So we got this piece, and we got all 4 flat pieces. Like I said, I think I could see me adding this, and I may do that if I ever built a bigger place. I could see me adding something like this to a bigger, like a skyscraper that I built, or a park even, maybe, or just a place maybe by the food trucks. Maybe this could be something that you have food trucks and you have this as a place where people can throw away their garbage. So yeah, I have garbage cans. Like I said, bought a kit. I just didn't have the garbage truck. I had built a garbage truck sort of one time. It's in my old channel that I still use. I just don't use it for Lego anymore. And I built like a mock at one time, but then it's just not together. I think I could probably go and build it better again if I were to do it. It would be better. Okay, so yeah, directly in the middle. That's what I want. Oh, and here we go. This should be kind of fun and easy. But it's just nice to add more stuff like this. My Lego City. I don't have to pretend other. We get rid of our garbage through some other city, because that's how I like. That's how I like to think. That your city has to get rid of stuff. Your city has to get rid of the garbage. Your city has to, so it has to either depend on someone to do it, or it has to figure out how to do it itself. So here we go. Or you get the stuff to do it, and of course, and so that's how I like to play with my city. That's the storytelling I like to tell with my city, is that. And lately, we're on a kick of making sure we have some other vehicles, but making sure we have vehicles that are needed for the city, like police cars, stuff like that. So you gotta have some. Okay, we're gonna put the tree in the corner there. I don't mind these little trees. They're fun. Okay, so here we go. Now we get to go like this, and like that, and let's keep going. Okay, so it's not a very big build in the regards of this. This is not a very big build. Okay, so we flip it around to the tree side. Oh, but before we do that, I'm gonna start trying to add in some of this stuff. Okay, there you go. Then we flip it around, and we go like this, and we go like this, and then we flip the page, because this is actually fairly. Oh, so they're gonna keep the tree there in the front. Okay, so then we kind of add this. Oh no, wait a minute. Before we do that, we add in a flat piece. Let's do that first. See, up. Cool. You could buy the new garbage truck if you could find one that's cheaper. Then go by all means, do it. I found this one, and I was glad I was able to find it. I really was glad I was able to find it, because it wasn't it was affordable compared to the new one. Or build your own, mock your own, or look. There are cheaper versions, alternative. If you look on Amazon, you'll have to look. I almost bought one at one time. It was like $12. It doesn't exist anymore. At least on Amazon. It may exist other places. But yeah, or try to get instructions and see if you could buy basic bricks. I say if you can, try to make a basic one. And I had a basic one at one time that I was fairly proud of. Oh. So so they have them all lined up. Back. And then so there you go. Then we flip it around. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, we do still flip it around, but I want to do this because we're gonna flip it around, and then we're flipped around here. So there you go. That's okay. So we got to do our first one. What's our first one? Our first sticker they want is number 7. Number 7. Here we go. This is for bottle recycling. Now, this is a little bit more extensive than some of the recycling stuff I have. They'll at least show recycling, like one of my cans over there I put there because of that. They show it as recycling, but that's all they show. They don't do it this extensive as this. So it's kind of cool to have this too. Okay, there you go. Stickers on there. It's probably not going to be the best, but hey, that's okay. It's in my Lego City. But yeah, I'm on a kick of getting vehicles, at least basic vehicles, like have a basic police station. That's my recommendation. If you want to build a true Lego City in town, don't try to focus on one group of things. Like at least get an ambulance, for your Lego City. You could argue a couple ambulances. I always say couple, but I'm kind of weird. But at least get one. If you had to get one of each. Get like a fire truck. Now we're on stickers 6 and 5. Sorry about that. I'm distracted because I really want to, but yeah, get stuff you need that will make your Lego City run smoothly, mostly by itself, without much. And one of my other things was to get a delivery truck. Now I do have a Lego delivery truck, but that's not what I mean. A general delivery truck. Some people used to have them for like cargo and stuff, where they would deliver goods into the city, and several people would have several different stuff. Now I've thought about it. I've thought about having some of that. So here you go. Look at that. See, you put all the pieces. Look at that. That's gonna be cool. Now, even if I don't use this right away, I still have the opportunity of maybe putting it in later. But I still have already garbage. I didn't buy it necessarily for the garbage cans, even though I like this. I bought it because I have at least 2 garbage cans. Yep, that they could take the garbage out on if they wanted to. Okay. So now they could take their own garbage out. And that's what I'm gonna kick on. I mean, it's up to you how you do your Lego City, but that's the kick I'm on, is the fact that I want to have a Lego City that can at least take out its own garbage. Even if it has to take it somewhere else to get rid of it, it at least can have its own garbage truck and not rely on an outside city or town. And that's kind of like what I want to do. When I build Lego City, I want to at least have some vehicles. Like I do have some fire police, I have some construction, and then you could add on to it later. Then I could add more, like, I'll buy more police cars, or maybe I'll buy another garbage truck or something like that. But I do have some construction vehicles too. Look at that. There you go. There's your garbage truck, or not garbage truck, your garbage deal. So your green, apparently, let's see if I can slide it. Nope, I can't put it on the top. So your green, let's open this up here. Your green is going to be we're going to slide it in. Your green's going to be your plant, apple. It shows an apple core. Your blue is going to be your paper. Yep. Your blue is going to be your paper products. And your gray, which I have plenty of these. I have a few other colors. I think I have brown too. But anyway, your gray is going to be your bottles. So there you go. And so like your glass, so they have like a little glass here, so you just throw your little windows if you don't do it in there. And then you have your plant products, your plant products. I love how sometimes I like how they add multiple, but here's one of them is your tickets and your list. So there's your tickets and your list. Maybe you went to see a movie or something. We don't have a movie theater, or ticket to something else. It could be ticket for food or anything. It could be a ticket to anything, actually. Okay. Let's see here. Let's put that in there. There you go. And there's your garbage thing. Sorry about that. There's your garbage. I will put the cat over here because I wanted to see where they had the cat. Because they do have the cat on here. There you go. Actually, your cat's I'm gonna put him over there. Because they have him on the corner here. That's how they have him. But I'm gonna move him in just so he doesn't get bumped off accidentally. Here's your recycling lady. She's holding a ticket. I guess I'll just let her stand there. Look cool. There you go. There's your recycling deal for people throwing away garbage, and they could do that. So there you go. So, but really I bought it for the garbage truck because I did actually have a kit. Now this just adds to what I have already have a big dumpster thing I built on the channel, by the way. I bought this garbage pack that I have. That wasn't very expensive actually. It came with garbage cans and garbage bags and like, you know, it came with a whole like garbage thing. It just didn't obviously have a truck. You have to get the truck. So here you go. So I'll set this to the side. I would use it in my Lego City. I don't technically need it too much, but I'll still use it. Yeah, I have this set right here. I have this set right here. Built it on the channel. I believe. I built it on the channel, and I used the power thing. Because of the interest in electric cars, I used the power thing as one of the sold gas stations in my city, in my one base plate city thing. Okay, here we go. This is what we're here for. It's great to have. I will say this. It's great to have all this stuff, right? It's great to, you know what, I'll just put it off to the side over there. It's great to have all this. Here, let's open up the book. But you gotta have a truck. So here, we're gonna open the bag and we're gonna start rolling the truck. I'll be quiet while we open the bag. Now, what I was talking about was buying every vehicle. This garbage truck is going to be part of my construction because I don't have, on my Lego City, I'm not privileged with having an individual, what do you want to call it? Individual, here you go, let's start building. Individual areas, right? It's not big enough to have like, let's say sanitation had its own yard to park cars in and stuff like that. I don't have like, let's get the stickers out of the way. I don't have like 100 different vehicles. I know people have bulldozers. I used to have a bulldozer and a crane, but I built a smaller one because that bulldozer is way too big for Lego City. I mean, it's cool, but I don't see a lot of people putting them in the Lego Cities or having spaces. This is why I wish that they would have come up with a smaller bulldozer for just those who want a basic little bulldozer for their city. It's cool. Come up with the big ones. I don't mind the big ones. Just come up with small ones, smaller stuff for people like us who don't have a huge space that these people seem to have for their Lego City, which is awesome. I love that. I just am not one of them. So it'd be nice to have. I wish Lego would do more of this. Different size vehicles, like big garbage trucks, but they could have come up with a smaller recycling garbage truck right now. That actually looks like a decent recycling truck. So yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're building up our truck. I've been looking forward to building this. I've been looking forward to build a few things. I have quite a few stuff to build, but. For vehicle-wise, but yeah, I just look forward to building this because it's good to have sanitation back in our city, and it's a bigger sanitation truck than when I start out with. Even if I were to go back and build it, it'd be an extra truck. I've thought about it. I've thought about going back and building the other sanitation truck I used to have. It would have fit more like old-style Lego City. That's what it would have fit. I'm almost tempted to see if I could build simpler vehicles and maybe even buy a book. I know there's books out there, Lego books you could buy. That's another thing I recommend. I do have some on the channel. One of the ones I have that if you're just trying to build, it would be cool to buy a building book. That's what helped me a little bit in a way building my Lego City. It gave me a new idea, perspective. I just didn't do their way. I just did my own thing. So, but at the same time, it gave me inspiration. And and so then you could just kind of build. You just get pieces, and you could kind of build your own stuff. And I used to miss little booklets like that. I used to get these bucket sets, and they would come with, like, you could build tractors, little houses, and cars and stuff within that same bucket set. Now, if you bought 2 of them, you could build double stuff, like maybe build the house and then build, and you could build like your own gas stations and stuff. Even though I liked the Lego City gas stations, I really did. I really liked the Lego City gas stations themselves, you know, like when they said Shell at one time, and you know, now they say Octane. I forget when they switched, but yeah, it's just that type of stuff, you know. You kind of miss it, right? But hey, it's good if you can build your own too, you know. It's not bad. I've seen people build their own, so yeah, look at mix of that. I've looked at the possibility of doing that myself. I have done some stuff myself. I'm just not always pleased. So like, I did an ambulance. I was not. It looked really. It could fit the person, but and stuff. But it did not look like an over heavy duty militarized vehicle for some reason. That was weird. I mean, the only thing that you could say was medical about it was the fact that it was. Let's see. Are they doing it? Wait, hold on. So I did do this. Okay. What's the difference? Because they make it act like they want it. Wait. Is it that way? Yeah, it is that way. Okay. I'm wrong. Well, I'm right on that, but okay. I wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah, okay. There you go. See? There you go. Okay. But yeah, but I've also wanted some of these type of vehicles over time, so I'm pretty glad I'm able to do this. Let's see here. And let's put, where is it? Let's put this here. There we go. Good piece. There. So it's kind of nice. I say it's kind of nice. Anyway, yeah, so here we go. And here we go. So this is going to be our first, even if you only had one sanitation truck, at least you had something, and at that time I did, but it doesn't mean I didn't still want the garbage truck, right? I still wanted a garbage truck, but at least I was able to build one at the time. I would recommend, if you could, just get a bunch of pieces. Sometimes you get better, sometimes you get vehicle kits. And then if you can't, and then try to build something, or find a way to haul away your sanitation, or maybe get a police car, maybe make your own police car. I know there used to be, there's all kinds of ways of doing this type of stuff. I gotta look in, because I have pieces, so I could probably build some things again, so I'll have to look. I have to be able to pull out stuff, though. It's hard to get to it because I don't have the space. That's why it's all packed away, for a good reason. But it may not stop me from at least putting together some stuff. Hopefully. But yeah, it's one of those, I don't know, I feel like it's awesome. It's one of those things. You know, you gotta build, if you're building a Lego City, you gotta do something. But one of my big things is, like I said, is getting especially work trucks like this. So I could pretty much cross this off my list, unless I want an extra garbage truck for some reason. I could even build, if you like, this is what's cool about instructions. Even if it doesn't look exactly, or you get the same stickers, you can maybe come up with your own stickers. You can build, once you have these instructions, you can build at least a different color, maybe. Just have a few of these. That's it. Use some of your construction people. That's why my construction people, I have plenty of construction people, so I'm not too worried. That's why I can have my construction people, one moment they're doing sanitation, some of them are working on a new building maybe, or maintaining something, and then next moment they can switch from being sanitation to working in the construction, helping finish up stuff in the city. So, because I'm not going to be building forever in the city. I'm not going to have my city under construction all the time. And even if there is construction, it's just gonna happen here and there. Your city eventually will run at a certain, like our town. Yeah, we have some new construction this year. We have a lot more construction we've ever had. But most of the time it was quiet. It's just fixing roads, things like that. So you're not doing a lot of building. This year they are. They're building new roads, stuff like that. They're expanding things for new neighborhoods and stuff. But other than that, it was quiet for most of the time. Occasional building, or private construction, and even city construction wasn't always, unless they were repairing a major road or something. But even most of the time it wasn't. it was fairly quiet, except in the summer, road construction, maybe some maintenance here and there that they need. And that's what, and my city is smaller than my town, so they're just gonna probably mostly maintain stuff, so they can have time for garbage. But this one comes with garbage people. But if I chose, I could easily, if I made another garbage truck or so. I even have a street sweeper. I wish they'd come out with another one, a simple one. That was cool. That used to be part of sanitation, I think, at one point. I know I have an old street sweeper, so yeah. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna make 2 of these. It's cool to talk about this stuff. It's cool to, hey, this is how I'm running my Lego city. Now, you can run your Lego city the way you want to, but my theory is of any Lego town or city is you want to have a way to get rid of your garbage. So even if you have some garbage cans and maybe you have a little truck that does everything, you could do it that way too. I remember playing, I had just basically a pickup truck as a kid, and I may not have everything. It would be cool. Now I'm able to do more like this. And maybe that's where you throw your garbage, or maybe you make a dump trailer. That's another way to do it. I'm really interested, and I wish Lego would do something. Maybe we have to do it, but I wish Lego would make a pickup truck that's a trailer, and you could buy. Maybe they'll come with a trailer, and then they'll either sell you different trailers or backs for the truck or something. You take the back off, or you just leave the back on and make it like a truck, and then you just have a trailer. And then the trailer does, it connects, you have one truck, but the trailer is maybe it's a sanitation one time, or a dump bed at least, and it can help with sanitation, stuff like that. Now, I have a garbage truck, so I'm pretty excited about this. The other thing that's added to my Lego city is a food trucks. I have food trucks. I'm pretty excited about the food trucks. They replaced some of the stuff that was in my old sort of Lego city. The other thing I'm glad about is the ambulances. I have some ambulances. I've built some on the channel, and that's another thing. At least get one ambulance. Alternative has a hospital-like deal. Maybe even look up. There's people who probably show you. You could probably look it up on images and build your own stuff for hospital. And again, there's another thing like that. You probably build a small ambulance. I mean, it's kind of cool to see people build, but if you can pick up some things, I would say pick up a few, even like police. The police aren't too expensive. You can pick up, right now you can pick up a police motorcycle for a very cheap price. It's not very expensive right now. They're like $6, I think. Well, at least on Amazon, $6, and the store thing's like $10. So it's not too bad. It's really not too bad. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, they're just building up but I did have, I did have some sanitation thing. I just may have to look into seeing what I can do, and then show it off maybe sometime. I'm not unhappy about showing stuff off. It's cool. It's always good. It's always good to show stuff off. Show some Lego stuff off. Here you go. Alright. But with these plans, what I like about plans, or maybe by a book, I saw a book, and there's more books for buildings and stuff, Lego books, like I like with Minecraft and stuff, which gives you inspiration, even if you don't follow exactly. The thing is, it inspires you. You're like, oh, I could see that. I could build a sink. I could do this. So some of that stuff kind of is. You just may need the bricks. That would be the only downside of that, is maybe buy bricks to try to reflect what you're trying to do, or maybe you have to adapt it. It's everybody's gonna be to their own. But one thing I will say with my small Lego city / town is that you gotta run. Oh, here, we're gonna put it up that way, I guess. You got to. Yeah, I feel like you have to have a little bit of something to get rid of. Even if you had a pickup truck, it'd probably work. I mean, it's nice if you had more. I just remember the days when I was a kid where I did have people. I actually would have a few people, but I didn't always have a lot of a lot of stuff. Like, I could build a few vehicles, and I may have a few vehicles, but I didn't have necessarily a lot in the sense of, if I bought sets, this is the good old days, my parents looked at what was my legal guardian parents, or I call them adopted parents, but that's not how it ended up being. But they would buy me bucket sets. And my first bucket sets, I don't have them anymore. I wish I kept them. Originally, it would have been cool. I had other sets in them. They'd also find stuff at garage sales sometimes, But I would get basically people. It was very rare for me, and if I did, it was because Dad liked it. One of the bigger sets Dad bought me one time was a construction set, but he was into construction. He saw this. It was a kit. It was an old kit that came with a tractor, front loader, basically a dump truck that didn't dump, but it was basically supposed to be a dump truck, and a work truck that you would haul the cones in the back of it. I don't have that anymore. I have a plate for something similar to that, but I don't have that anymore. My first Lego set went bye-bye during moves or whatever. I don't know what happened, but it just went bye-bye. It was kind of sad. And then I've rebuilt, and then once I was able to rebuild, I remembered I was finally able to rebuild my Lego City. I realized how far behind I felt, because I didn't buy Legos for a long time. At one point, it was very seldom, and then I started buying again, but then, and I was glad. That time was awesome, But I showed it off on some Lego videos. You can see it on iHome Entertainment. That's where I did my first Legos before I made a separate Lego channel, which is the one you're watching now, where I showed off my Lego. So you can see some of the vehicles. You probably point them out. I had quite a few. Those fell apart. Things happen in me moving and stuff, so I don't have those anymore. Here you go. Look at that. So it's just how life works, So now I'm rebuilding, but this time it's good. This time I'm sort of trying to do it for video. I didn't do it this way at first. I did build before that because I was just saw Lego because Speed Champions. So I still have some cars to show off that I built before I started building them here on the channel and this type of stuff. So there you go. So yeah, it's just been a ride. But if you're starting a Lego City now, I say take it slow. Try to see what you want to do. That's all up to you. You guys see what you want to do. That's one of the first things. Is you gotta, But one of the things I would like to say is, if you're like me, you don't have to be. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to make it feel like it's realistic, and that's what I like to do. Make it feel like I like an actual working city. Make sure you get yourself some sanitation, even if that's a pickup truck. That's a city work truck that does stuff to help repair the city, but also takes out the garbage here and there. Maybe even, I'm kind of interested in pickup trucks now. I've sort of always been interested in vehicles anyway, but I'm interested in pickup trucks with the possibility, maybe even a work pickup truck that has like a hitch where you can attach a trailer. Maybe it's a dump trailer for helping with sanitation. Maybe it helps with construction, And so, yeah. So you just gotta kind of see what you can get, and maybe look into building your own maybe garbage dump truck. And there are people who will show you. There are people online who will basically show you some form of it. On sticker 1, so we gotta put sticker 1 on both of these. The newer Lego sets do not do this. This is older one where they're still doing stickers. I'm glad they don't, in a way. I mean, part of me, I have a love, sort of, not excitement about stickers. Yeah, I'm not always as enthusiastic about stickers as, yeah, okay, I put it here. Yeah, that's some. Here's another sticker for it. We'll see where those two go. They may actually go on they may go on the truck, the actual dump part of the truck. So, yeah, could you use a dump truck for sanitation? Yeah, I just never been a fan of it, but you could use it. Actually, you could probably, if you have a dump truck, or you're able to make it, you could probably add another dump trailer to it, and you can have, but yeah, so it's up to you. But I'm just saying this because I feel like that, if you look at it, there are ways you can adapt stuff. I even thought of a truck one time that maybe you just build the back truck part of it. So like the food trucks, modern food trucks, you can just pull the back off and use it as a kiosk or use it with the truck. I decided to keep it with the truck, but it gave me an idea. Why not build the truck itself that is nonchalant truck, and then it can switch back. So one moment it could carry food kiosk to different places. Maybe it moves a food kiosk around. Or in the next moment, it could be doing dump, or maybe not dump truck work, but maybe like it could haul supplies around. It's like, especially if you're a small city like mine, you don't need a truck for, you may not need a truck for every little thing that is there. Okay, so there you go. There we are. Okay, look at that. And then we add in this stuff. Look at this. Yeah, we add in this one on this side too. See? This is going to be awesome. But this is my first time actually having a Lego built garbage truck. Okay, this is my first time. So it's kind of cool. Now I have the instructions. That's the only good thing sometimes about doing that, is now I have the instructions so I can mass produce these. And some people will do that. They'll buy that first, and then they're like, how do you build so many of these things? You must have a lot of money for some people. And, no, and I don't even. I get them here and there, and sometimes you get them on sale. But I see that there's one person that said no, they didn't have that. What they were doing was just they bought the first one, and they already had the instructions. They just bought the parts for it, and they were able to mass produce them. So you could do it that way too. Like I said, the other way is look at creative ways. So there are people who will show you how to make, and maybe find one that's simple too. Don't go too difficult on your trucks, because sometimes like this one I can see is more difficult the more pieces. Find one. The one I had was simpler and had fewer pieces, but still got the job done. I may have to just kind of put it together, adapt it a little bit, and change it, because I've thought about it recently, because I've had that and I looked at the old videos I had of it, and I'm like, I could have improved this a little bit better. So maybe I will. Give it time. Maybe I will look and trying to do something like that again. Look at this. But for now, we're building this. We have sanitation. We have a sanitation truck. And so it just kind of gets you thinking, that's all. It kind of gets you thinking, like, maybe adapt your own police car. Maybe see if you can make your own stickers. I did that one time for my bank until I got an actual bank. And then I was like, I think I had 2 banks in my city for a long time, even though the other one I don't think was used as much. Because, a newer bank, everybody wants to go to that bank, and I still have that bank. I actually have it in my one tower of my Lego City right now. And that's the other thing. My Lego City, if I had space, I'd love to build all these cool extreme builds and stuff. I don't have the space to store that many. But at the same time, here we go. Let's put all these wheels on. But at the same time, I still can build a Lego City, and I just build it as a skyscraper. That's another thing I would say. Build it as a skyscraper, because then you could put more like stores in certain levels. I have a hospital. I didn't do it that way at first, but you can check it out. It's all on the channel, all on this channel. That's my new revised Lego City that I have room for, not like my old one where I had pretty much a building for almost everything. Whether it was small, whether it was good or bad, I just had a build for everything. So there you go. Let's see, is that it? Is that all we have? Oh, they say I'm completed. The only thing they claim I have to build now is the back for it. See, there you go. So I built this. So see, if you have something like this, look at this. This could, in theory, if you were able to maybe adapt the glass piece or something, you'd have to look at it. But I could see it in theory as being like you could put like a dump truck bed on it, and they could, or continue building and make another bed for it that would be the garbage bed that we're making for it. Okay, so that's all. See, and it's cool to have instructions. I will say that, because it makes it easier so you can build heavier duty vehicles. Maybe look at building simpler vehicles. I know sometimes there's older style. I was looking at that older style Legos used to have simpler vehicles, and now I like that they have these cool vehicles. But it's kind of nice if you don't have a lot of brick. That's again, how many bricks can you get? What can you get for your cars or your vehicles? That's what will determine what you can build and how much money. So then because it'd be cool to build a bunch of smaller vehicles than large vehicles that maybe you may not be able to get many pieces for them, because the more complicated they are, the more pieces, the more money it takes. So anyway, let me open this, and I'll get right back to you, and we'll continue building. Anyway, but talking about stuff like that, I do. Here, I'll set this off to the side. We'll put that back on later. I do have a bus, and that's another thing I have. So I've been on a kick if I can get it, and I've thought about, what do I do in the future? Maybe I will try to pull out my Lego box and go through it more and try to see what I can do with what I have. Most of the thing I'm running out of is building bricks. I think I've run out most building bricks, actually. So I need to get more to build buildings like how I'm doing it. But other than that, sometimes you gotta look at where you can save money. One thing I didn't have a lot of in Lego, it's cool to get these kits if you want to add to your Lego City. The biggest one I say was important is your Lego City needs to eat. Well, Lego City, when they have these food trucks, they don't add a lot of food, so it looks like your city's starving. So I bought some food kits, and that's one thing that I do like doing. But there's ways to make your furniture. I like Lego books. Like there's a few on the channel I've talked about here. One of them being building houses, and they'll show you how to build a sink, and they'll show you how to build some. So sometimes that part will be probably worth it, in my opinion. So there you go. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun to build this type of stuff. I mean, that's just. It is fun. It's fun. Once you pick it up, it's just fun, especially if you have a goal. My goal is to really build a Lego City. Now, I'm not saying I don't get a few things here and there. Now, I do the affordable things, like look for affordable stuff. Look for stuff that's not. That's what, like I said, that's what my parents used to get me, was not the official. Well, sometimes if they're official, there would be like a small car or something. Okay, yeah, that adds to your Lego City. That's something that was cooler than maybe the car I was able to build at the time, so I would build that car, and that would be like the fancy car in the city or in the town, because most of our cars were made from whatever wheels I was able to get from those bucket sets, and maybe I made a pickup truck, or I think I'd make a pickup truck, but I got plenty. I would get, those were the most likely ones I'd get, so I would end up with like a lot of like some pickup trucks, maybe a car, or even some tractors. Now that's another thing, tractor. I like the tractors. The reason why I like the tractors, because I can haul trailers. I can make trailers for tractors, and so I used to do that. So here, let's see how many we're doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and one more makes 6 to the end. There you go. But it's good though if you can get those type of vehicles. I had a goal at one time. I was just going to add on to what I have, but now I have a way to protect my vehicles so they don't get destroyed or I lose stuff or whatever. I have a box for them, so that's a good thing that's coming out of this. Is I want to keep this stuff. I wanted to keep it when I first moved and stuff around, but it just didn't happen. I just threw everything together, and it just kind of all. I don't even know if I had everything. I just like. Things happen, right? So now I've been rebuilding since I've come back, and I've started this Lego channel. I've rebuilt, and when I moved, I just kind of had all my Lego in a box and just didn't think about it, and now since I've come back, I miss not building with Lego. Keep going if you can. If you do a YouTube, and do it for YouTube too. Just it gets you creating, right? It gets you out there because you make video. And some people are like, oh wow, that's cool. Maybe you can show people how to make some simple vehicles. That maybe you found out. Maybe you're like, hey, I understand people can't afford, but maybe you could buy the bricks or the pieces, and maybe you can make a simple construction vehicle, simple garbage truck, simple. Maybe you make a tractor that takes care of your needs, and you just make a bunch of different trailers. I remember one of the tractors I made, it was kind of simple, with a simple booklet, but I end up making attachments for it, like mowing attachments, things like that. I do have a small mower from my Lego City, very small, but I made the attachments. I know some people will buy that blue tractor that they have recently that's $19, and they just make attachments for it. They make like a front forklift attachment, and then they made attachments for it. I've actually thought about that myself, so I mean, because it'll work for the city, and maybe you have a dump trailer, stuff like that, and it'll be your city's part of your city's work vehicle. Maybe you show up with it and you make another attachment and it becomes a backhoe or something. I'm hoping they'll come out with a backhoe. I've heard that possibly that's what's going to be, but yeah, you could. you can make different things. I think I had one tractor set, I think one time. I swear one of the attachments I had for that set was the ability to have different, it was basic, right? It wasn't like, but it was the ability to have those different, oh, here we go. That's how you're making this. Was the ability to have, like, you could attach a trailer. You can have a front. I think I had a front from one of those old bucket sets. I think I had a front loader and a back. Okay, hold on. Let's look. We're looking. Oh yeah. Okay. We're looking. I had a front loader and not back loader. I don't think I did a back, but I had a front bucket, and then I did a forklift for it, and then I did a trailer for it. So there you go, and it would have been a basic work vehicle for the city, So there. That's, you have to think of these things because it's been a while, but it was cool back then, and I've seen some bucket sets. You could buy alternative bucket sets. I don't know if Lego sells them much. You may have to go on Lego's site. They used to sell them in stores all the time. They'd come with a couple people. They'd be decent sized. Not the ones, I got some of those later on once, but they would have some decent sized ones where you could build a few vehicles and like a house. And, they'd come with a decent square base plate. Sometimes elongated square, or sometimes it was just I think it would be 16 by 16. It was a small square, but you could do quite a bit on there. I remember I actually think I made, because I wanted all my Lego people to live in one building one time, or I made like one building or something like that as a kid, so I mean, I did a bunch of different things, and they all kind of lived in one house, but they all worked together. And if you all live in one building, like even now, I think that's partly what made me make this building, was that type of idea when I was a kid, where I didn't maybe have a lot of space to build, or even if I did, I didn't have a lot of bricks to build multiple buildings, so I can build one building and do everything inside one building. So that's probably where the idea came from when I was a kid, for me to do that, and I do it today. I'm doing it today. And some of it came from other ideas, what I did see some people do. I've only seen a few people do it where they've built a few different, like one skyscraper or something that became their own, basically their own town was in the skyscraper, that was it, and they just had vehicles surrounding it. So sometimes that's what you have to do, at least you have a little bit of everything inside the city. So, and actually in this city, the probably unfortunate truth is, in a town like this, my town, I say this, my town, they work really well together. All the emergency actually work together in my town. They don't, what's the word? They don't work separately at all. They all work together because that's just how small our town is. Now in the larger cities, I'm not saying they don't ever work together. I just don't see it a lot because everybody has their own buildings. They're not, what I'm meaning is, they may work together sort of, but our people work very close together. That's the truth. Our people work very, very close together. Just because that's how it's been done. I mean, that is how it's been done. Okay, so we're building. So, I mean, our city probably could it get away with doing something like what I'm talking about? Yes. But at the same time, if you can get, even with my small city as it is, I was able to have this, so I got it. So, but could I do it differently if I had chosen to in the future? Yes, I could have. But it is nice to do this. Okay, number 2. Sticker 2 may not matter on these slash stickers. But here you go, sticker 2. But the big thing that also helped in my Lego city, food trucks. Because I don't have to have everything in the building. Food trucks like a burger, I don't need a burger shop. I have it in a food truck. I have a burger truck. Donut shop. I don't need a donut shop. I have, even though I actually have a bakery, which would serve donuts too. So, and that was before I had the donut truck that had put the bakery and the supermarket together in one building, and they all sell food together. That's just how it works, because I don't have money to, and I love people who make these cool bakeries. I've seen some of these cool buildings, but I don't have that type of money to do that. And I'm glad to have what I have now. So some stores get combined and make decent little shops. At least because a lot of the shops you get don't come, you have to buy extra stuff with it. Well, I didn't have to buy a ton of extra stuff to make it, combine it with something else, right? And you'll see that in my Lego City. The bank and the post office are example. I don't have a lot of postal people. I even had to use the truck from the some Christmas postal truck, which came with the elf. The elf is with the other Christmas stuff. But I commandeered the truck for a postal delivery truck, because it is a postal delivery truck. It's just a Christmas. It would work in normal times too, but yeah, so there you go. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So there you go, that's now if I came across a postal truck or was able to build one, then yeah, I'd do differently. Okay, nope, we gotta put through there. Okay, and then we gotta add this through there. But it's cool if you can get vehicles like this. Get vehicle. If you can, go for it. I'm not against it, go for it. Okay, so let's see, where does it go? I want to say it goes in, okay, hold on. Let's put this on here. That'll help me. I want to say it goes in spot 3, but I may be wrong. No, it goes in spot 2. Yep, I was wrong. Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's see here. But the more you get with stuff like this, the more you can duplicate if you can. If I'm going to be able to buy some stuff, I'll buy it. Okay. Is that, okay, yeah, that does work that way. Okay. Cool. Look at that. Now you have the dump part of it. Okay. And then, let's see, what do we do next? Oh, yeah, I already put all that in there. I already figured that out. It's time to just pull out this 3 sticker 3. Same thing, it's just on the other side. That's why I said it probably didn't matter. But if it's good to follow. 3. But this will be a good sanitation. I actually have way too many police for my town that I have as it is. If I was growing it, it'd be cool. But that's up to you too. If you have double the police or something, fine. I'm probably not going to focus too much more on my police, because unless I saw a cool police car and I did see one, I may get one. But I'm probably not going to focus too much more on the police, just like with the medical, because they have quite a few ambulances. I want to focus on other stuff like this, and this I've already focused on. So, I'm almost saying I want to get one of each type of vehicle that would work in a Lego City if I can. If I can't, maybe in the future I'll have to buy parts and do the same thing and just build. There you go. Look at that. See? You snap that on. Boom. Well, this is stuff that's left over. Well, here. Not quite. Because on this side, you have that. See? There you go. And I think this stuff is left over. Let me look. So, yeah, I think that's it. I really do think that's it. See, this is what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. See right here? See this? Okay, I'll flip it. Here, hold on. Let me put this on first, because this is what I'll do. Then I'll show you. Here, let me put this on first. Well, let me put it out of the way. We'll put it on. Okay. See, this is what I'll show you. Real quick. See, this is what I mean. So, you could probably get something like this. Now, I don't think they sell this anymore. I wish they would. But see, it came with an ambulance, a police car, and a helicopter. There you go. That was a fire helicopter. Now you may get an extra fire vehicle. That's the only thing I'd say. But see, they all work together, and it was met. I believe it was met. This is what we just built. And then I have this piece. I have this together. See, that again, they can. I don't have farm really. I could use this for just working my city. And that was a cheap set. And then I had this set one time for pet medical or something. I don't know what happened to it. I'm serious. I don't know what happened to some of this stuff. But like this is an example. You just add, if you had something like this, you just add this to your city. You just have one floor in your city where you have all the stuff working together as one. And I do that for a while. Now they have a separate hospital on their floor, but they still all work together. They're still together. It's mostly the fire and the police on one building now, and then the upper building is the medical. But yeah, you just if you have to, you have them all in one building. At least you'll have something part of your Lego city. There you go, simple. There you go. And then I just add like a small fire truck or to this, and maybe add like a police motorcycle. They have that for $6. So, but if you start out with this, you'd be fine. You'd have something, and then you get little sets like this. This is a set we just got done building. I have this set somewhere. I believe, did I build it for the channel? I'm not sure. Some of it I did build, some of it I didn't build. But there you go. I don't know about this one. I think I had this one before, but I don't even know where it is anymore. I don't even know if I still have it together, or I have the medical people. So there you go. Okay. So it's something to think about. It's something to think about. You know, maybe I'll have to do a special video someday about how, you know, but you can see my Lego city. Okay, so, oh, hold on. We're missing something. Okay. So yeah, they're showing it on the back. Okay. Let's try to put this. Okay. It's all the way. Oh, oops. It's all the way to the end. There you go. Yeah, it's all the way to the end. Okay, there. Okay. Hold on. Let's do this. Okay, and then I'll open this up. Okay. And try to make sure that it's all on there. Okay. There you go. There's your garbage truck. And it'll stay there, so it won't hop around too much. Okay, then you have your sides. So they're not showing you the sides. So there you go. Okay, we're gonna do it that way. Here's your sides. So I have a choice. What I want to do, I want to put the shovel here. I guess I'll just put it there. I can move it around, and then you can move it around too. I'll put the broom up like that too. There you go. There you go. I could have done that. That's one thing I would change with the old design of a garbage truck I had, is that, because I have plenty of brooms, plenty of shovels. They've come with construction stuff. That's another thing. You have plenty of certain things, and some of it didn't come with construction stuff. I think some of it, some like the brooms and shovels, the shovel used to include in some of the bucket sets and stuff. I think I had them. They include some tools and cups and plants and stuff. I miss those old bucket sets, because they had a lot in them. I mean, that's why my parents bought them, because you could do a lot more than just having one vehicle. So that's probably why they did it. That was cool. But once in a while I did get not a vehicle like this. I was surprised when I got one of the bigger what I consider bigger sets, which was the dump truck. Even though it didn't dump, it was more like a small, and it would work just fine. Small work truck, small front loader, and a work truck that just had some back so you can hold cones, shovels, and stuff like that. I think it came with some tools and some cones, stuff like that. But here you go. Look at this. It's awesome. So now let's see. Let's put the person inside. I mean, usually the guy. You know what? The guy drives. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get the woman to drive. Maybe. I must say I would get the woman to drive. Yeah, I'll get the woman to drive. She'll drive for the sanitation, because he has a hat on, and they both have gloves and stuff, but he has a hat on, so he looks cool to do the garbage. And let's see, dude, where does he stand though? That's what I'm kind of trying to figure out. I want to see if there's a place for him to stand on here. Does he even stand on here? I don't know where he would stand, except the only thing I would say which would be dangerous would be he stood there, which he would stand here. But look at you, dumps back here. That's the only thing I would say, is he would stand here, waiting for. I don't know why he would, though, to be honest. Except for my play value, maybe he would, or unless there's something here on the side. No, he can't stand there. I do like some of the newer trucks, because I think they make them so you can sit two people inside. So there you go. But there it is. There he's standing on the back. Whether good or bad, he's standing on the back. But I am glad for the sanitation truck. I could build another one if I want to, or I could build the same similar truck model and then add a dump truck bed on the back. Maybe exclude the engine if I don't have an engine, or find one. But yeah, there you go. But for me, I'm excited. I may try to build my old garbage truck back, and it'll just be a secondary one. It wouldn't be hard for me. I believe I have the pieces for it, so that wouldn't be too hard for me. But other than that, I have my sanitation truck. I can move on. I can move on to some other trucks. Maybe I can get. I have some construction vehicles, so I'm not too worried for my Lego City. But there you go, and they'll be added to it because my Lego City is small, so they all work together. So some departments are just one department. You know, construction and sanitation, I consider one department. They all work together for that part of the work city. Even my farm tractors. I do have some farm tractors. I just throw them in along with this, and they can work work in unison together because I don't have farm. So if I got to a farm, I could separate stuff later on and do better. But right now, that's how it works. Anyway, there you go. There it is. This is it. This is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Oh, let's show this off too. We built this too today. All in one video. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, and then you have your tree. I could see me adding this to another building if I ever built another skyscraper thing. Maybe I would add this. It depends on how big the building is. Maybe I'd add this, or like I said, maybe there's a park between two buildings where I could have my food trucks, and I just set this as part of the building thing, and now they have a place for that. So I could see that. I'll set that over here for now, just in the way. Here, this is awesome. This is what I wanted. This is a garbage truck. At least I have one, and that's like I said, I want at least one vehicle that I can for my Lego City. And this is one of those vehicles I was able to get a hold of and finally able to build for myself. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for all thank you for your support. Thank you for the subscribers. It means a lot to me. If you made it to the end of this video, garbage truck in the comments if you made it to the end. Thank you so much. God bless you. Till next time, next video, next build, and keep building with Lego. I gotta keep saying that. I usually say that. Keep building with Lego. Have fun. Find out what you can do. Even if that means your Lego City has one tractor with a bunch of different little trailers that could do different things, or maybe a few trailers that do multiple things, stuff like that. But just keep building with Lego. God bless you. See you on the next build, next video, and see what we build next. See what we do. And I'll thank you for watching. Again, God bless you. Till next time. See y'all. Bye for now.